Hello, ladies, gentlemen, everybody inside and outside of the gender spectrum, and welcome back to Stardom Quest Gold, the best weekly Stardom and Marigold podcast anywhere in the world. I am, as always, Alex, and I am joined today by the biggest return to pro wrestling over the past week. Yes, that's right. I have Utami Hayashishita on the show. How you doing?
I am not Utami Hashishita, but I am her advocate. Yeah, how's it going, everybody? I'm back. I saw that Utami was back on the cards, and I said it's about time. Um, in the words of a canceled MMA fighter and Eminem, it just feels so good to be back. Um, Kinda, I enjoyed my time off. I was having a good time. I realized that taking time off meant that I missed watching wrestling. Uh, so I haven't watched Sari versus Hashimoto, and I was like, should have
Well,
done that. Definitely should have
yeah.
done that. Because I was talking to Xavi, and he was like, "Yeah, it's like the best match of the year," and I was like, "I haven't seen it." So yeah, I've missed some things, but happy to be back.
All right. We're gonna do plugs. We head on over to the 5-star-network.com for all of the latest articles and podcasts from the wonderful world of pro wrestling. Head on over to the 5 Star Network YouTube channel, which is where this, as well as shows like No Limit Wrestling and Actress Stage, all go up. Um, you guys recorded a No Limit thing,
Yes,
and you also have an article to promote. So
correct.
take the reins.
Yep, we recorded yesterday. Geez, I'm finishing up this Marigold show, this Osaka show, and Hummingbird almost killed herself, so that was fun.
Standard
Um,
100.
Yeah, but me and Xavier recorded yesterday. We recorded No Limit the Best Award Show 2025. Xavier wanted it to be called No Limit the Best. I wanted it to be called the No Limit Award Show, and so we put it together. Um, that'll be up sometime this week. We talked about all of the best ofs and the worst ofs this year. Um, Not the worst ofs, but you know, we talked about it. It was a lot of fun. It went like 3 hours. So if
Oh
you need
my
a
gosh.
meaty if you need a meaty YouTube video, a meaty podcast to listen to, we're coming through for you there. And I published the first episode, the first entry into my new writing series called Counterculture on Right Don't Right Substack. About Utami versus Miku. So if you're listening to this, you might be interested in that. Um, I just kind of like went play by play and talked about why I thought the match was good. In part because my
Mhm.
beloved co-host, I felt needed a play by play. He's not going to read it. He hasn't read it because he's a bad friend. But I was like, you know what?
I knew
There's
you'd do
well,
this. I
not
knew
even
you'd try
because
to
of
air
just you,
me
but because
live.
there was very like I felt a disconnect
Yes,
uh
that's fair.
between me and like a handful of people about that match. So I was like, I'm gonna go like move by move and just kind of like understand why I like it and like kind of put that into words. And so that's all that article is. It's a long one, but it was very fun to write. It was very uh, shockingly easy to write, and I had a really fun time with it. So I suggest you go check that out
Mhm.
because I like attention. I like when people read things I write. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, being the person that I am, I read it purely out of spite because I knew you'd bring it up.
of
So
course.
I did read it so I could be like, okay. It's good. It's a good piece. You give Utami a lot of benefits of the doubt. Um, and I think the Kagetsu comparison is actually really good. But what I would push back on the Kagetsu comparison is he could wrestle every style really well.
Yeah,
So
Kagetsu's like a top eight
yeah,
wrestler of all time.
that's that's why he could do it. I think he could do the like give your opponent everything kind of
Yeah,
match because he could meet anybody in the middle, whereas Utami cannot meet everybody in the middle, which I think is a big
I
problem
agree.
with
I
how
agree.
you
But
were approaching her.
I think
Right?
she perfectly meets people like Miku in the middle. And I think she's going to perfectly
Kind of?
meet
I don't know.
someone like
Yukari Ono is
Shimoto in the
just
middle.
excellent though. I feel like
Yeah,
a lot of
obviously.
your point is like, oh, she made Miku look good, and my point is Miku is one of the best wrestlers in the world. So
Yeah,
you
but
know,
I still, and we're talking about, month old potato salad here, but 2 month old at this point. But I feel like Miku wouldn't I feel like Miku in the semi-main event winning the world title. I don't think anybody could have put her over as strongly in that scenario as Utami did.
Okay.
I just don't. But again, 2 month old
You hate nachos,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna start with Stardom. Don't really have much going on that we discuss on the show, but there is little bits of news to dive into, so we'll just go through that. Um, Confirmed that Saya Kamitani versus Syuri will be second from the bottom on Wrestle Kingdom. That's kind of the usual spot for women, but it does mean that they won't get a TV Asahi slot. Like I think the this Wrestle Kingdom is airing in part on television, and it's only maybe like the last 4 or 5 matches. I think people were saying, so it's unlikely that the Saya part will be on TV. And it also means that it's probably not gonna get a lot of time, which is why I've always kind of been okay with it being Siri Saya there, because I think Siri, better than anybody, could condense her and Saya's match into maybe 10 minutes. Like I think
Mm.
I would trust her more than literally anybody on the planet to make that match both excellent and 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. The card's just weird. So like I think second doesn't isn't like insane. Like I don't think it's a bad thing, but given the card that we got, it is kind of a bad thing, if that makes sense. Um, just because the junior match and the uh War Dog versus United Empire match, it, they just don't really need to be like the junior match should have been first probably. Well, actually they have the big gauntlet, but it's a weird card. I was talking to like Peps about it, and we kind of disagreed. Um, he's a bit more pro it. I'm a bit more anti it because I think it's a pretty dumb card. And I think Saya and Shuri um, at second makes sense because it's not a New Japan match, and this is supposed to be like New Japan's return to form. But I think Saya and Shuri even being on this card uh, is part of the reason why it doesn't feel like it's going to be New Japan's return to form. Um, with that being said, it should have been later because like if you're not going to if you're not going to put the Godos, the Umaras, the Oiwas, the even like Zack Saber Jr. Like if you're not going to put any of these people on the card, um, at least center one of the bigger stars on the card, even if she's not in your company. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't. I don't know. I you won't always hear me defending and advocating for more Sai Kamitani minutes than I get, but just the way that they produce the card, it feels like they either should have had that be a more pivotal match or just replaced it with something else. But I guess you can't really do that when there's so many cooks in the kitchen when it comes to putting this card together. Because I frankly don't think it was New Japan's booking team that said, "Oh, Sai's going to be on this." I think it was probably above that.
Yeah.
So I think that I think that generally the match it disrupts the card and it also should be respected more if it's going to be on the card, if that makes sense. So it's kind of just like a messy situation for me.
Sounds like New Japan.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Um, there is one fun show happening this week that we should look forward to. It's on the 18th in Shinkiba First Ring. Natsupo and Siori are doing another produce show. This is so they can face Team 200 kg in the main event. I might not get to review this because this is a pay per view. And I don't know anybody buying a pay per view that's 4 matches when
Yeah,
3 of them have rookies in it.
I was gonna
So,
say, isn't one of them like a Rana singles? Which love Rana,
yes.
but
Yes.
one
So,
of four.
might be tough to actually see this one anywhere, but we will hope. Um, the card is actually, I mean, it's kind of interesting from like our perspective. I think Manami and Yuna versus Emma Mishima and Kiko Furusawa. That could be really fun. Like I really
Yeah.
like Manami. I really like the two Stardom rookies. Yuna is there. Um, I think Micah and Hanako versus Xena and Rian is 4 wrestlers that I quite like. And well, I mean Hanako, I don't. Hanako I like lately. I like Hanako lately, but the other three I quite enjoy. And then Mika Iwata versus Rani Agami, I think is a match that'll be very fun. But yeah, you're not getting me to spend money for those three.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. Especially because like Yeah, no, it's I want to see the main. Obviously, I think Team
Yeah.
200 kg has had. I've been higher on their year than a lot of people. I think a lot of people are experiencing you fatigue going into her. Uh, I'm not talking about you, Alex. I'm talking about you, the wrestler. They're experiencing you fatigue going into her retirement. Um, and that's okay, but I have been enjoying their work, especially lately, and I think that match could be really great. So I hope I get to see it. Did you ever check out FWC versus Team 200 kg? Or
I
were you the one that didn't like it much?
I don't think I saw it because people
Okay,
kind of said it
because
wasn't good.
see, it was great. It was like
Right.
one of my favorite Team 200 kg matches this year. And they've had great matches, like I said. So, yeah, but I've quite enjoyed both teams this year. So I hope I get to see it, but I would be surprised if I don't.
Uh, Speaking of that match, conventional logic dictates that Syuri and Natsupoi would win, but conventional logic does not apply to Chihiro Hashimoto, so that's
Correct,
probably a
Mundo.
30. Isn't like that is quite likely going 30.
I could see it going 30 since it's a four-match card, especially.
Yeah,
Get
that's true.
uh, eat up a lot of time. Um, Hash could beat Natsupoi.
Maybe.
Natsupoi has a salary match though.
Yeah, she's in a match in Sumo Hall, which doesn't really mean a lot, but I think wrestlers
No.
themselves might politic a little bit to be like, listen, man, you can't beat me now.
Yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it went 30. Especially
All right.
because Team 200 kg is losing the belts like 2 days later, ain't they?
Well,
Maybe.
again, conventional logic dictates, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But I am guessing they're losing to uh, Boba Boba Mama Banana. But
You
never know.
have more faith than I do in Sendai Girls. Um, that's really the only show kind of this week to discuss. The next ones will be on the 24th and 25th. There's a Cork and the New Blood show. And then obviously we'll preview Dream Queendom, which is coming up very soon. So get excited, folks. But that's all for Stardom. I was hoping Tokyo Sports stuff would be done, but I actually don't know what time of the year that's out because that will be like one of the more important things
I
we
think
get to
like
talk about. Stardom.
this week, like
Yeah.
it's the 16th. It should have been out by now. I feel
That's
like,
what I thought. Yeah, it's
or
usually early, but
like I feel
maybe
like
not.
it's like 10th through 20th. So like you know, but yeah,
Right.
I imagine that's the sort of thing that we'll find out about in like a day or two, and it's gonna be like fuck.
Yes, because I think both companies have press conferences on like Thursday as well.
Mm.
So we'll get like lots of promo stuff after the show, which is great. But while we're on it, and well, because you haven't really been on, the Soriano Saya Kamitani stuff over the past week.
Oh yeah, I wanted to ask before you get into that. How's Saya doing? Does everybody still love her? Is
Um,
everybody still so excited for her to hold his belt for another year and a half?
the main Stardom fans I know, one of them was run off Twitter, so I don't know. um, but I am
Oh,
all
Ohio
in.
Zone.
Which
Ohio Zone.
I don't,
I
I
know
don't know.
it's a joke. Go on.
Okay, all right, okay. Um, but yeah, no, that I think me personally, I wouldn't mind because she's aura. That's all I need. But yeah, on the other front, her and Siriano. First off, I think Siriano put a really good promo last week. Um, so I kind of mentioned that this story felt at points like what they did with Tam when she went over in the GP. But as I kind of said, like Tam Nakano can cut the babyface ace promo who's like, I'm gonna crawl through hell to win the belt. It doesn't matter if I lose every match. My heart is in the right place, or whatever it was she said. I didn't think Sori Ano had that in her. I was wrong because her promo was very good. She touched on a lot of like vulnerabilities about how she felt like very uh unconfident in herself because of Saya doing so well, because Saya was spreading wrestling to the masses. Saya was beating her faction and they just couldn't get a grip on things. And she had watched and was growing more and more like, vulnerable about it. I thought it was an excellent promo for what they've done with the story. The shame is that they almost immediately ruined it. Um, because Saya's part of the promo was good until it wasn't, which is kind of standard Saya stuff. Like her last lines being like, "You're just a salaryman wrestler. You're ugly." Blah. I'm like, all right, that's not really how you're meant to respond to like a heartfelt promo. But sure.
Siriano did like the good Tam stuff, and Saya did the bad Tam stuff.
Saya did both because the first half of that
Yeah,
promo
no, I
was
think that's
kind of
fair.
good, where she was like, "Yeah, you're right to suck. Like you do suck. I am better than you. I am leading the charge and whatnot." But then they took it in a completely odd direction where they faked a Tokyo Sports interview about Syuri Anou's car, which is her pride and joy apparently. Saya attacked her, and then Syuri Anou started going, "Tokyo Sports are your servants. They're your servants, and my car is cool." And I'm just like, what are we doing? Why have we gone off the boil when you had a very good promo a day ago, and now you're doing this Tokyo Sports crap? Because this feels like a rejected MJF idea. Because even he wouldn't go, "Oh, PWI loves you. You're a PWI.
I
PWI are
mean,
slaves." He wouldn't. Even he wouldn't do that.
Sammy Guevara very famously never recovered from him being like, "Where's my 5 stars, huh?
Yeah,
Where's my 5 stars?" It's like, get out. What are you doing?
yeah.
What the fuck is happening? Um, yeah, no, fucking weird, bro. I don't know. Like, I, I came back with like kind of a, you know what? I don't want to be too heavy-handed on my criticisms of Stardom, but it it feels weird that we're doing this. I don't want to say again, but I feel like Saya's stories have like routinely been bad. Um, since she turned heel outside of the Tam one, which obviously took up a lot of time. So that's, like fair. But I mean, there's just something not right. It feels very I feel like Saya is Taro's way or booking team's way of kind of looking at how do we kind of I don't want like I feel like this is a buzzword, but it's very Americanized in certain ways
Hmm.
where y- he he wants things to be a work shoot and like kind of like like blend the realism like all the Vince McMahon talking point type things. It's like like but he does it in such a poor way that it becomes almost frustrating, and
Hmm.
obviously I left because in part the Momo and Saya thing where it's like we looked at it. Oh, it's out.
What? Oh, holy fuck.
Saya Kamitani won MVP.
Doing that next. Finish your finish your thing.
Um and women's, damn, that's rough. The double didn't even give a consolation. Um yeah, I feel like there's this kind of desire for a work shoot sort of situation, and with the Momo thing, like I said, I it really hurt me. But to the point where these stories are poorly done, to the point where you're like, okay, is it being poorly done on purpose? Like we think that Ano has a chance because of how badly they've booked her, and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
they're gonna swerve us. It's like I think they might just be bad at this, at this
good.
like propping up these title challengers like that, and that's very frustrating. That's very concerning. But we could talk about Tokyo Sports now.
Yeah, so news just as we were on air. Saya Kamitani has won the Tokyo Sports MVP award.
Oh shit! Sorry, one fighting spirit.
Yeah, but for this is momentous. No woman has ever won that award. I don't know if any woman has even gotten votes for Tokyo Sports MVP. For her to win it, I think is a massive, not just for her, but for women's wrestling as a whole, as maybe a legitimization of it on a wider scale. Because like we've talked about it a lot, but the AJW wrestlers were not viewed as wrestlers; they were seen as something else. Like they got their first TV deal because they promised to do singing segments on every show. They did singing segments on every show through some of your favorite legends. They had Bull Nakano out there singing. They had Azure Kong debut a single and do a dance and then do a cage match later in the show.
To be
Like
fair,
that
that
was
that single, Aja and Bison were killing it with that dance.
yes, that was awesome. But like even the legends that you look up to were not seen as real wrestlers for the most part by the wider audience. And so I think for Saya Kamitani to be legitimized in this way is huge. And it could be an indication of how the tides are turning and how women are being seen more as real wrestlers. And I think that's good for everybody. It likely means Joshi won't fall off a cliff ever again if there's a genuine fan base there. Um, but like insane credit to her. I think massive credit goes to Tam Nakano as well for everything she did to put Saya over the hump. I think credit has to go to Taro Okada. You know, they took a big bet by making this year all about her, and it's paid off. I mean, they nobody can ever take this away from Stardom. They had the first ever woman to win the Tokyo Sports MVP, and I think that's just huge.
Um, if Ozawa didn't get hurt, he would have won, and I would have been happier. Yeah, I mean, Sai Kamatani winning makes sense. It just does. Um, she's had the strongest year out of anybody. From a she's booked the strongest. She has had good matches, and she has been an ever-present fixture of one of the top companies in the country. So it makes sense that she won. Um, I think I think now isn't the time for me to say, oh, but look closer, and her case kind of falls apart. Even if that's more so what I believe, I think that you're right that it is pretty momentous, and I think it is generally a good thing that she kind of broke this barrier for the women. I understand how it got to this point because, like I said, Ozawa got hurt. Konosuke Takeshita has been holding the belt and doesn't work in Japan, and Hiroki Goto got hurt as well. Like his run ended long before it should have, and he hasn't really, he challenged and lost, and he just kind of has been relegated once again. So like the three front runners other than her all have severe cases against them ultimately, and I think that that really clears the way for Saya to win it, and I'm happy for her. I'm proud of her, but I do think there were flaws in her game that I don't think the Tokyo Sports Awards are going to care about, and that's why it's interesting. That's why I love awards because they look at different things,
Mhm.
whenever they happen. I mean, the best bout is Kaito versus Ozawa. I loved that match, but that's such a funny best bout. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
that's
it
an
kind of looks
interesting one.
like the Token Noah Award more so,
Yeah, it
because there is
is.
some politics involved here. There
Of
is a
course.
little bit of
No
politics.
always gets one.
Yeah.
And it's usually fighting spirit or outstanding performance. But both of those went to Syuri and Takeshita. Uh, who also probably Takeshita probably wanted a bit of a fucking it was a bit of a politics thing as well. Though he did win the belt, so it is an outstanding performance. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting one. I'm happy for her. Wild that the the year that I am the lowest on Stardom since I've started watching it is like the year it became this. You know, I mean,
Mhm. Yeah.
there's an argument for it being the top company in the country. It's not because New Japan exists, but like they have the best wrestler in the country according to a pretty reputable uh, source. Like that's insane, and I'm very happy. But I'm also kind of like, did it have to come at the expense of the storytelling and the quality that I prefer from Stardom that we've gotten in past years? It's a bit of a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
We also talked about it. Sorry to keep yapping on,
Alright.
but we also talked about it with I, I believe Xavi said this when we were like, if Saya wins, like what, like that would be crazy. We were talking about this a week or two ago, I think. And he was like, the problem for Saya is that if she wins, they will continue booking like this because this is kind of what they book for is for this legitimizing uh award. They book for this and they book for decent houses, and Saya draws good houses, and she won the award. So I do worry that they are going to continue to kind of not prop up challengers effectively against her because there's more and more proof in the pudding every week that you just need Saya. And I think that's to the detriment of the company personally. But that's getting ahead of myself.
Yeah. Um, well, they have Fua now, so we're all good.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't even been here to talk about Fool. Shout out
Yeah.
to the homegirl
Um,
that told a comedian to kill himself.
hey, listen, this is pro wrestling. That's kind of part of the parcel. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm more than anything, I'm just happy for what this could mean for women's wrestling, kind of within Japan. I know people are kind of like, oh, Japan, they love women, and I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know, obviously, the culture fully, but
I
I
mean, we
do.
were just talking about how they got second, how she got second on the card. Um,
Yes, yeah, like the men in New Japan do not want
which
her
I
or
will
book
say,
them at all.
I will say, I don't, I haven't seen the breakdown. I don't think the breakdown is out yet. But Hiroki Goto, not even on the card, and he
Yeah,
had to have been one of the only other people that was voted at all. So, like, that's kind of crazy.
madness. But I'm happy for what this could mean for women's wrestling. I've said I think Marigold's kind of ceiling is dictated to some degree by what Stardom does. Because I know Marigold did well in like the weekly pro wrestling thing. They're like one of the most searched companies of the year or something. And I don't think that happens if Stardom, as I said, I don't think that happens if Stardom doesn't get 7,000 or whatever it was to Yokohama Arena. This is a beneficial thing for every other major women's company. If Stardom keeps growing, kind of the assumption is that more people will fall off into these other companies. So that's just kind of how it works. Um, and so if a woman is winning Tokyo Sports MVP and women are getting legitimized, then that's good for everybody. And if, there's a wider audience there to watch Joshi, hopefully, which maybe you can see because I think there's more steady Joshi companies now than there ever was, or at least not since the 90s. I mean, TJPW is doing really well for itself. Sendai has had a good year. Marigold has a good year. Stardom, obviously, like I think that's like four well-performing companies. And Oz five is something you didn't get this time 10 years ago. So I think it definitely indicates there's a better respect maybe for this women's wrestling there and a bigger audience. So I think that's good.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's a um. I will say, I think the indies have struggled a lot. Like, I think Sendai Girls has kind of taken up the independent Joshi company that runs consistently and is good and gets traction.
Yeah,
Um, they've kind of taken up all the wealth there from Seedling and Ice and Wave and like all Diana even. It feels like it's kind of all condensed into Sendai Girls and a bit into Marvelous. And I think that kind of is not great in that sense. But I would agree that it's like there's like five or six um, like legitimate companies in Joshi right now, which is like and like strong companies, companies that are doing quite well, and I think that's a good thing. It is a rising tides lift all ships or whatever the saying is. Like that is the case here. Although like I said, I think it's been a pretty weak year overall in wrestling. So it's weird that it's happening now. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it feels counterintuitive to me, but it's all subjective ultimately.
Yeah, for sure. Um, that is all for Stardom. It's a good thing that broke at the right time. But we will get on then to Marigold, who announced the full card, or at least what we assume to be the full card for first stream. They added some matches, so I'll just go through the card now as it is. Seri Amioka, Shino, and Koko take on Kazuna Tanaka, Yuki Yamazaki, and Komomo Minami. Megaton takes on Popular K, Hummingbird, Koki Amare, and Natsumi Shozuki. Two returns. They take on now Ishikawa, Minami Yuki, and Nagisa Tachibana. Utami Hayashishita takes on the Mood Maker, Chika Goto. The twin star match is Misa Matsui and Chiaki taking on Rei Seto and Nagisa Nozaki. United National is Yuzuki taking on Syoko Koshino. The Marigold World Championship match is Miko Ono taking on Mai Sakurai. In what looks to be the main event, the GHC Women's Championship, Takumi Iroha defends against Mayu Iwatani. Overall, I think that's a better card than I expected, given the short turnaround from Grand Destiny. I didn't really think they could throw something like this together in the space of like 6 weeks, but I think they've done really well. I think Utami as like the big sister testing ground for somebody like Chikagoto is a perfect use of Utami and what she brings to the table. The
Hmm.
Seri match is fantastic. I'm
Seri definitely booked that herself. Like
yes,
Rossi was definitely like, okay, you aren't really doing nothing big this time around. How about you book your own match? She's like, I'm taking all of my friends.
yeah. It's a great match. It's gonna like steal the show. And I personally am a big fan of the home run swing of Yuzuki versus Hyoko. Um, like this is
I've
probably
come
the
around
lowest.
on it.
Yeah, I mean this is the lowest stakes environment you're gonna get. Takumi and Mayu is gonna draw regardless. It's out award January 3rd. Like there's no huge pressure there. You might as well see what you've got in somebody like Hyoko. So I'm very much here for that as a home run swing.
I'm also a fan of the Darkness Summit. I think it's
That's my
unfortunate that
least favorite
the
match.
I think just on like a basis of please respect these belts more. Like I think
Yeah,
that's the one place where I'm like, but I think generally I like the match. I think the match will be good. I think they might be realizing that Misa Matsui um works better as a tweener than as a heel.
maybe.
Because like you look at her match against Magenta, and it was more a bit more tweener, and that was great. So like I think that is kind of part of the reason why they ran it. I expected this from literally before they won the belts. I was like during the gauntlet at Grand Destiny, I was like Rhea and Nozaki should win this and challenge for the tags, and we could do a big Darkness Revolution match. And then they didn't win, and I was like, oh, I guess we're not doing that. And then they did do that. I was like, okay, Rossi, that was weird. I guess, sure. Had Gigaton win instead, but I mean, Shoko won, so she's
Yeah,
in a match here, obviously.
it's true.
But I like the card. I quite like the card. I think it's a fun one. Um, I was hesitant when I started looking at the way things were going, and I was like, okay, Shoko's probably challenging. It's a couple weeks ago now. It felt like she started to become clear as like the one person that's getting momentum towards this show
Yeah.
and quick momentum. It's not like Kazuna Tanaka, for example, has been like passively not losing matches and passively winning matches, but she's not getting built up for anything. Shioko has been. Like she's been making moves. So I was a bit hesitant, but I think her recent performances have shown me that the match should be at worst fine. You know what I mean? I don't think there is too much worry for Shioko for me at least. Crazy that Flying Penguin is challenging for a belt. Like tell either of us that like 9 months ago. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, but without a mask, and she's better without a mask. She's
Yeah.
like a infinitely better wrestler somehow. But yeah, no, I'm happy with it. I don't love the Takumi and Mayu match getting main event. Um,
It's
it's a
Mayu.
bit. I know it's a nitpick, and it is Mayu, so I'm not like surprised or like, oh my god, how can you do this? But I do think that like you're running Miku's biggest challenge. Like
Yeah.
this is the biggest match you can run for the world title outside of Mayu. So it should probably go on last. But, you know, like I also don't like that it's in the same position it was last year. I think that like you want to make it seem like there's progress. So going from the semi-main event last year to the main event this year would have been like a really cool way to do that. I feel like it does kind of feel like he's copying his own homework here with it
Mhm.
being second from the top, being for a singles title, being Miku versus Mai, like being Mai going in as champion, defending, like it just feels too carbon copy. I think if you put it into the main event, that wouldn't feel that way. This is a nitpick, doesn't really matter
Yes.
ultimately, but I would have preferred that going main.
Um, yeah, but You're just not gonna go over that match. It's a
Yeah.
tall order. Especially, I mean, there's gonna be the temptation to go long. I don't think Mayu likes it, but there might be the temptation to go long, and then you don't want that in the semi-main burning everybody out before, I don't know, and Mayu go on. So I think it's probably just better for everybody to have Takumi and Mayu go on last. Um, Miku Uno can like do the whole chip on my shoulder thing to kick the shit out of Mai in anger. So I don't know, it works, but I get what you're saying. Um, I think that's all the news from Marigold. Obviously, we'll preview that show kind of when it comes. So we'll just get into the review part, unless I'm just completely forgetting something, but I don't think I am. The Saya
Yuzuki dripped out at a Dragon Gate show.
that was yeah,
We've let this recording Discord get too many people in it because we're just like getting like like there are just things that we're getting sent and they are
yes.
distracting.
Between that
It's a
and
fun one.
DMs popping because group chats are talking, I'm less like,
Yeah,
please
because
everybody shut up.
Tokyo Sports mainly, but yeah, it's a funny one.
um, but yeah, let's
Oh,
go
Koki
into
and
it.
Shozuki are back. That's the other
Yeah,
big
just
thing
kind
that's
of.
happened.
I am
Um,
surprised that Koki is back, but there's no Twin Tower tag. Like that is
I
very
think
surprising.
I think they consider her fragile
Maybe
right now.
I don't
I
know if
don't
that's
think
ever
that they're
stopped Frosty
rushing.
before.
Yeah, but I think that I think first match in, I think he's like, okay, let's not. I wouldn't be surprised if they still win the belts from
Yeah,
Darkness Revo.
well, there's
Uh,
nobody else really.
you can make anybody else. I mean, Shizuki could challenge with literally anybody. She can win with literally anybody. Like there are people. Um, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't like. I think Utami's a good candidate as well for a tag run because he kind of likes doing that. Uh, giving.
She needs a partner. That's kind of her problem.
Yeah, Yuzuki's kind of busy. Koki would be
Yeah,
with
I
Goto.
wouldn't. I wouldn't hate who did she team with? Oh, Yuka. Her and Yuka. I wouldn't hate,
Her and Yuka's good.
but that seems a bit early for Yamazaki. Maybe.
Also, and this kind of one of them kind of might have soured this. I would love to see Arena and Chanyota with the
Yes,
tag belts, or at least with a challenge.
hmm
World's hottest tag team.
that'd be awesome.
Great, great team. I really like them together. In fact, they're probably the biggest loss from this card is that I kind of wish they were on it because
Yeah,
I
them and
like having them
Sari.
around.
I'm shocked there's no
Yeah.
Sari.
Um, I'm hoping Sari's around for Mayu's
Yeah, that
anniversary.
makes sense to me. Have her
Uh,
draw there instead.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping. But yeah, Sari is also a miss. They're just not using any outsiders outside of Nozaki. So interesting choice. I
Mhm.
like the outsiders they use, but
Oh,
you know.
and Popular K or whatever.
Oh yeah. Who do you think that is?
Oh, Kuroshio.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's Jiro.
Xavier had a funny option of Keno, which would be insane, but it's probably Kuroshio.
I would be so happy if it was Keno.
I think Keno would be very happy too. He
Yeah,
loves
Keno
Joshi.
loves just doing like just random shit.
He seems
Um,
wholesome.
and it would be 2 days after he loses to Tetsuya Naito and Bushi.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. You mean
uh,
the X who they haven't given away, but they have also
they've
for sure
posted
given
pictures of him.
away. Marufuji's like, I don't know who that is. Could be anyone.
Never heard of him.
Um, but yeah, the first show to review is on the 10th. It was in Shinjuku Face. It did 335 fans. Xavier and I previewed this, and because I didn't realize it was on Wednesday, so I had uploaded the preview and the show was over. 'Cause I just was like, "There's no way Marigold is running on a Wednesday." They were. And we opened with Kazuna Tanaka beating Komomo Minami in 8 minutes. As was a fine match. I thought Komomo looked way better than Kazuna. There was like one pretty noticeable botch where Kazuna just bumped the wrong way.
Yeah.
And also her finisher. And I've never liked that finisher because Tam did it and it wasn't good. And I
Oh,
think
the running knee.
yeah, nobody ever does it right. Kagetsu, it
I
was
think
his move, right?
Kagetsu stole it from Tam and did it better than her.
Yeah, because like, I remember he
Famously,
hit, like, a very good one, but, like, everybody else, it just looks like they're falling backwards
because
and
he would
happen to hit
always
their opponent.
he would hit it on her,
Yeah.
like specifically just to be like fuck you. And it always looked great. I was like, Tam, you gotta step up. You're getting cooked out here. Um, yeah, I think Misa's looks good. I like Misa's. Misa's is more of
Everything
a
Misa does looks good.
yeah, Misa's is more of like a Brian Danielson knee, like a Busaiku, than like a Violet shooting. Like it's different. Um, because she'll go wherever your head is. Like she will angle as high up. She did it on Chikagoto and on the show, where she like just kind of goes flying in the air. It's incredible. Um, I think Kazuna's can be good sometimes. It's not always. It's pretty. It's frequently not great. I thought this match was, yeah, it was um, sometimes I think Kazuna locks in and clicks, and she's one of my favorite wrestlers to watch. Sometimes it just doesn't
Yeah.
click, and I think this was one of those matches, which is a bummer because I did think Kamama did well. Um,
All right. Kamomo had a good week.
yeah, very.
I refrain to praise her out of spite for Discord, but she had a good
You
week.
say the Discord, it's one guy.
No, there's definitely like two Komomo fans in there, and
You're
I'm just like,
I
like
will
shaking
say, I will
every
say,
time she has a good match.
shout out to Moha for trying to get the Reiwa Thunder Rock thing going. Everybody was like, "The fuck are you talking about, motherfucker? Get the fuck out of here!" Like he ate that, and I
Yeah.
respect him for it.
Our next one was Chanyota beating Megaton 3 times in a row. We're
This
doing Hirota bits.
this was
We've
almost
studied
my
the
favorite
greats.
match. Then I fucking love
That is
this
fair.
match. This
It
match was
was
so good. It was all three of them, obviously, but like this segment was just. It was.
yeah.
I had so much fun.
It was great. I just liked how she would, like, lose to the one move, and then she finally kicked out of it, and the crowd literally popped. Like,
Yeah, it was
they
huge.
lost their minds for
Try
the
to
kick
tape
out of
her
the
up.
lariat.
Try to tape her up on the ring post.
That
Oh,
was
it was
great.
just so fun. When Megaton eh, similar in a different way to Kazuna. When Megaton hits, she is so funny and so
Yeah.
entertaining, and I absolutely love what she does. When it gets a bit more stale, a bit more formulaic, it's not as good. But like a this is a match that you show people of like this is what
Yeah.
Megaton, on a good day is what Megaton does, but it's not like the Minoru Suzuki one where it's like that's a pretty special case. Like this is Megaton's bread and butter right here.
Yeah.
Loved it. It was so much fun.
It was. More, stealing from the greats like Hirota. That's a
Yeah.
you can never go wrong taking from her. Um, our next match was Arini Yamanaka beating Hummingbird and now Ishikawa in 9 minutes. This was fine. It was thrown together. It was
I
meant to be
liked
a
it.
tag, but then Tachibana was ill, so they kind of just threw this together. They did
Yeah,
a few
Tachibana
bits.
has
And it
has
was
she has a blood problem?
yes, yeah. It seems
Yeah,
very not
concerning.
good for her long term prospects, but
She's only 25. I
yeah.
did not know we talked about this that she's younger than I thought she was.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um I like this match. I thought it was a fun little one. Wasn't anything like write home about. But I like the arena and Hummingbird doing the yoga pose and then now trying to do it and like breaking her leg. Uh,
Yes.
like I thought that was great. I did think that Hummingbird and Arena especially got in there and they had some really cool stuff together. Um, yeah, no, it was a fun one.
Our next match was the Darkness Revolution team of Nagisa Nozaki and Rei Seto beating Utami Hayashishita and Yuki Yamazaki. Utami Hayashishita made her return from injury. Dylan, as the resident Utami defender, how about you take this one away?
Yeah, that was good. I think Chikagoto's the mood maker, and I will 100% give her credit for that. But I think Utami is the floor riser on house shows. I think if you were going to make a case for her being one of the best wrestlers of the year, a lot of it would come from her just making these tag matches that don't matter a little bit more and be a little bit better and be a little bit stronger. And you saw that with her and Nozaki, especially. I really liked her and Rhea. They only did a couple bits together, but I thought they were really good together as well. Um, Yuka Yamazaki is, one of my favorite young wrestlers right now. I think she's awesome, and so I thought this match was just kind of pretty much catered to me. Um, I would have liked a little bit more Utami down the stretch, but obviously they are setting up Nozaki and Rhea as more of the tag team and more of the force here amongst these two teams. So I get it that they were more focused on beating Yuka than you know returning Utami. Um, yeah, and I think and this is going to sound really like cope, but I think the pure like this was so. the unspectacular nature of her return is exactly why Utami is so important to this company. Um, because she's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna come back, keep my head down, and deliver a good match on a house show. And I mean, it's a Shinjuku Face show, but just deliver a good match, have everybody look better coming out of it, and that's the thing. And I think that's ultimately Utami's superpower. Because she did make Nozaki look really good. She made Rei look really good, and Yuka next to her looked good as well. So I was really happy with it.
Yeah, you can tell that there's like a handful of people that Nozaki likes because she was
Yeah.
actually doing stuff in this one. Um,
Utami and Mirai were the big ones, and now Mirai's gone.
yeah,
Utami's the big one,
yeah, her and Mayu. It's either
and
one of those.
Mayu too. Yeah,
But yeah, you can just kind of tell when a wrestler is bringing out the good side of Nagisa Nozaki, and Utami always does that.
yeah. No, I agree. I still think back to their match last year in the tournament. I thought was great.
Yeah.
Like a real strong one to open the tournament, and they've had great chemistry ever since and before. So, yeah, I was happy
Yes.
with it.
Okay. Our next match was Mai Sakurai, Mai Utani, and Syoko Kashino beating Miku Iono, Seri Amioka, and Victoria Yuzuki. Mai beat Iono by referee stoppage in just under 15 minutes. This is a very good match. Mai and Iono are doing the damn thing. They're building their match really, really well. They're like escalating pretty steadily. Like this was the match where they started to introduce just slapping the shit out of each other in anger. Fantastic. I did love that the finish was the referee stopping it, and Iono just immediately getting up to try and fight Mai because she was like, "No, I didn't tap. We're not done. I'm not done. Let's scrap." Um, then I liked the Kushino Yuzuki stuff. I thought
Yeah,
they did well. Like the forearms were clean. It was a good pace. They just looked quite good together. I'm a lot more confident about their match after this little tease. Like I think they've just
I
looked like
agree.
they work together. And then Seri was good when she got in there. I think was it?
It was
I
Seri
can't
and
remember who
Mayu
she was
mostly.
paired. Yeah, I knew she was paired off with somebody, and I was like, she did good here.
Yeah,
And yeah, she did good. So all around, like a very very good trios match.
yeah, I agree. I think that this match really it was a really good preview to the to first stream. Like you got what you wanted to see out of Yuzuki and excuse me, out of Yuzuki and Shioko. I think they showed that like, okay, yeah, this is something. There's something here. And then Miku and Mai, obviously, incredible. This match really tells you that Mai Sakurai is either tapping out or passing out to the STF, or the whatever the fuck she calls it. Um, does
I'm
she
trying to
just
remember.
does she just do the um stealth viper now? Isn't that like isn't or no? Because she
Wasn't
crosses
that
like
more of an
that.
Anaconda Vice? I thought.
No, yeah, I'm thinking of something else. Because
Yeah.
the way that she kind of like pulls her onto her back, like
Yeah.
it looks different than an STF, but it's still my Sakura's STF. I think she's definitely losing to that at first stream, and I think they set that up perfectly. If that is what they go with, I think that this match is even better because the way that they cemented that as like Miku loses to the STF. Um, and I love those little foreshadowing bits in matches, and if that does end up happening, I'll be really excited. But yeah, really good match. Really liked it. Just high level wrestling from everybody involved.
Yeah. Um, our next match then was the main event. It was a twin star title match. Chiaki and Misamatsuri defended against Chikagoto and Minami Yuki in 17 minutes. It was fairly good. Like, you're going to get these B level defenses. You kind of have to adjust your expectations a bit. It was probably a little bit too much Chiaki Yuki. I think most people would have built it around one of the other two. But they got a lot of shine on Yuki as like the baby face in peril. Kikigoto got to pick her moments, but ultimately like wasn't pinned, so kind of was protected. And you got a nice Chiaki rep in there, but definitely there will be better matches in this reign. But this was nice for like a Shinjuku face main. Like this is really all you need.
Yeah, I really liked it. I thought Yuki rose to the occasion, did something amazing. Everything that she never mind. I thought the match was really good. I like Chikugoto in it, especially. She's been really shining as one of the bright spots of Marigold lately, and I'm very happy about that. She her and Misa obviously are reigniting their feud that's been around all year since Misa turned, and I've really liked it. I think that we're finally like really getting to a point where they are so legitimately great together. They were always good together, but now I feel like you put Shika opposite Matsui and you get magic. Um, and even though that wasn't the story of this match, the story was more so Chika trying to almost protect Yuki Minami against Darkest Revolution, and Yuki Minami trying to, um, like I said, rise to the occasion. That was more what they were focused on, but every little bit that we got from Goto and Matsui was really good. But yeah, I thought it was a very good match. I was happy with it. I think we're returning to form with these tag titles. I say returning to form, they were on a team that didn't defend them, and that's the only reason why they were out of form. So, you know, take that as you will. But I'm really happy that the belts are back. We get to see them on Shinjuku Face, and we get to see them wherever the fuck they defended against in Corkin. Yeah, against Yuzuki and Seri. I think that was Corkin. I'm all over the place, but I'm happy that we're getting tag title matches and we're getting good ones. Um, Now that they're back on a home team in Marigold.
All right, well, I quite like the Shinjuku Face show, but I don't know if this is a hot take. I actually prefer the show that went up today on the 13th. Marigold ran in the dreaded 176 box, but they brought some life there, so it was okay. They did 389 fans, and we opened with Rhea Seto beating Minami Yuki in just under 8 minutes. Rhea might be one of my more liked singles wrestlers on the undercard at the minute,
Oh,
but
that's I seem to remember like 2 months ago you hated her.
yeah, yeah,
Want
she's
her to
just
leave the company. Hater.
I was mostly hating. That's kind of what I do. But I don't know. She's genuinely just really interesting lately.
Yeah.
She's really kind of found her groove, kind of with the submission stuff. She was like throwing Minami around by the hair. The forearms in this were nuts. They sounded like gunshots. I don't know who got these girls in the lab, but their forearms are better than they have been in ages. Like it wasn't the cleanest match ever, but I just thought it was a good like opener by
Mm.
kind of what recent Marigold standards have been.
Yeah, I think Rhea rules. Much like Roderick. I don't know. I think that she has differentiated herself in a way that helps her stand out without being uh, outside of the style. We talk about it, and again, I don't want to like compare and contrast. We talk about it with like Kikyo, right? If Kikyo gets really good, she'll still be at what she does. She'll still be outside of the Stardom style, and I wonder how well that'll work. Um, Whereas I feel like Rhea is able to kind of still maintain the Marigold style while also like really hammering in on the uh the submission stuff and the heel stuff. Like she's really good at it. I'm a big Rhea fan. Did I review Rhea versus Yuzuki on here, or was that in the
Um,
past month and a half?
I
Um,
don't. I think so. It was post first. It was post the pay per view. I don't think
damn
it was
shit.
that far after.
Uh,
You missed the Matsui one. Maybe that's it.
oh wait, I never rated the Yuzuki or the Rhea one.
Whoa.
I really like that match. I watched it, I know for sure, but I must have forgotten to put it in my match guide. I thought that Rhea was the stronger component of that match as
Yeah,
well,
it was.
just because she was really smart in everything she did. So yeah, I'm very happy with Rhea lately. I'm saying all this. I didn't watch this match because
Yes.
I did have the time, but I'm not surprised because I think Yuki has also been doing well lately.
All right. Our next match was Yuki Yamazaki beating Megaton in just under 8 minutes. This is probably one of the better Megaton matches again. Like it was way better than it had any right to be. Just did so many different things. Like Megaton started, she was wearing a Yuka shirt, and she was
Yeah,
like, "Hey, everybody, buy the merch! Buy the merch! I got
hometown
two
girl.
XL. Buy the merch." Um, and then she just got a massive pop at one point for like getting the crowd to do to like sing along with her thing. And then Yuka was just really mean the entire time. Just started whipping her with her own version of the shirt. And she actually like I thought Megadon did some like new moves that were quite good as well. So I was like, this is crazy. I am like in my element here. This is funny. They're getting reactions. They're wrestling well. This is perfect. So yeah, this is, if you're a big Megaton fan, this is definitely one of the matches to watch.
Yeah, I will say, it was very funny the other day. I think it was after the Shinjuku Face show. It might have been after. There was like 3 house shows, um, this weekend. So I don't know when it was, but Yuka faced Nozaki. I don't know if it was a
Oh yeah,
tag or singles or whatever, but Nozaki was like, "This girl's cool. I fuck with her. She's cool. I like this girl. She's a lot of fire. I think she's better than a lot of the wrestlers that I wrestle here." Type of thing. And Yuka's like, "Thanks for the compliment, but I ain't joining your evil ass. I don't fuck with y'all." I
it's
was like,
incredible.
I love how much she's resisting the temptation of turning heel, and has been since the day she debuted.
Yeah, she doesn't like anybody. She doesn't like Megaton either. She's like
Yeah,
no happiness, no
she's
evils.
like Yuka is just kind of a dick sometimes. Like I don't
Yeah,
know, like that's part of her character. She's a hothead, but so I think it's really funny that uh she's like, I ain't evil though. I ain't evil. Fuck you.
incredible. Our next match was Seri Miyoka and Shino beating Kazuna Tanaka and Komomo Manami in just under 11 minutes. This was really good.
Yeah,
Shino is insane. Like I know I hyped her initially, but literally everything she does in the ring is awesome. Like I've never seen anybody just every move she does, you're like, damn, that was good. But more than that, Seri and Komomo might be wrestling
great.
soulmates.
Yeah.
They were perfect together. Like this was the like Komomo has been good, but this was definitely by far one of her best performances ever.
Mm.
Like she just clicked so seamlessly with Seri. It was amazing what they were able to do.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think you look at both of these pairings and they're just kind of great together. Um, Kazuna was, and I know I've heard through the grapevine. I didn't listen to the episodes. I apologize. I've heard through the grapevine that some people have been shitting on Kazuna Tanaka on this show, on my show. I don't fucking like that. Um, some people who think that Freddie Prinze Jr. can show up twice in a row. We don't do that. That's not what we do. The fuck. Kazuna Tanaka in this match, she was throwing kicks on Shino that were arguably fucking harder than Shino, which is insane because Shino fucking kicks through you and kills you. But Kazuna was like answering back. I was like, oh my god, it looked like Shino's entire body just like fucking got electric shocked. That was how stiff Kazuna was being with her, and I thought that was awesome. Like I said, it kind of the exact point that I was making earlier. When Kazuna doesn't really click, it's a bit of a bummer because it just doesn't. It can really fall apart quite quickly. But when she does click, she's fucking awesome. And I thought
Yeah.
that like her versus Shino always clicks, and this is one of those instances. But yeah, no, I think you're right. I watched Komomo and Sari, and I was like, this is insane. Like this is
Mhm.
incredible. Just completely um flawless in a good way. I think
Yeah.
sometimes flawless in wrestling makes it look fake. It makes them look like makes wrestlers look like they're like almost floating or levitating. It just looks too good. I felt like they were the perfect amount of like on time with each other, locked in, perfect, pairing, perfect sequences, while still looking like they were trying to beat each other up. And I really appreciated that. Thought this was a very fun match. And yeah, shout out to all 4 of them. Really, I thought this match awesome.
Yeah. No, I agree. Sari seems to be revving up for something. She was like very
I think that's
aimless
just what
there
she
for a bit.
does.
Well, no, she was aimless there for a bit, and lately she's kind of been like back at kind of revving up a bit. I could
Mm.
see her maybe being in one of the big matches at Shine Forever, maybe.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Because yeah, she just seems to be like on the upswing in ring wise,
I
getting back
think
into.
this is a bit early. I think that it's possible that we see Yuzuki drop the belt at Shine Forever because she's defending the belt a lot more.
Yeah.
Um, so I could see her either dropping to Sari or like Sari challenging for the world title and
Mm,
Yuzuki dropping to somebody else. Um, but yeah, I think we're looking at a pretty interesting Shine Forever card.
definitely.
Early, obviously it's super early, but
Yeah, we hope.
yeah.
Um, Our next match then was Chikagoto, Mai Sakurai, and Syoko Kushino beating Hummingbird, Naoshikawa, and Utami Hayashishita in 10 minutes. I thought this was a good match again.
Yep.
Utami and Gochika were kind of the main pairing, and they did really well. Utami throwing lariats is my favorite Utami.
Mm.
I think she's so funny though because she did like a choke slam in her last match. She did a different move in this match that looked brand new. I can't remember what it was. I might have sent it to somebody. Hold on. I'm gonna try and look. Um, but she did a move that was like brand new. And I remember just being like, why would she debut new offense after being world champion? She's so funny. I
Well,
love
that's
it.
what she does. No, like, uh, and I wrote an article about this. I don't know if you know. Um, I think the finality of Utami losing the belt necessitates change. Um, because like that was a winning formula. So you debut new offense when that winning formula fails and you get hurt and you have to take time off. Like I think just from a character perspective, her starting to like debut new offense now makes a lot more sense than if she did it 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Um,
I
especially
remember the
considering
move.
she only had 5 title defenses, so it's not even like she could really like grow
Yeah.
during those title defenses because she has had to like survive the try to make them interesting. Um, you know, bread and butter type things. But go on.
She did the running drop kick to knock the two people off the apron and essentially took the Mio Momono bump. And I was like,
Oh yeah,
how did you where was this when you were
she's
world
yeah.
champion?
I think she took that Guerrero special and was like, I think I'm invincible, guys.
Yeah.
I only
She's
had to take a few weeks off. Like I think I could just do anything.
so
I'm not
funny.
gonna lie. Cause yeah, no, she's just on dumb bumps, like on dumb moves. She's just like, okay, I'm a neck bump this. How about that? Um, Yeah, no, I really like this match. Well, maybe not really like this match. I thought the match was good. Um, I liked Hummingbird and Shioko. I think Shioko has really proven that, like, okay, yeah, this is somebody. This is a guy, as they say
Yeah.
in
She was
football.
getting
This is a guy.
Koki comps. That feels so disrespectful. Like people were saying she was as bad as Koki for a second. And I was like,
I
come on.
think I like Koki more than most people, but I don't think that they've given Shioko enough of a chance to compare to Koki. Like, I think Koki has gotten enough of a chance to where it's like, okay, there are things working against her, but like we're where we're at, and she needs to improve from there. I think Shioko, it's like you've seen fucking 4 Shioko matches.
Yeah.
Like you can't, like I don't think it's fair. And I think she's began to really shine out in the past couple matches, and I've been happy with it. So yeah, I thought her and Hummingbird, again, I know I'm a big Hummingbird guy, so I know more lore than most people. But Hummingbird on Twitter or in the backstage comment or something was like, "Yeah, I don't think Shioko should fucking challenge. She just showed up. What the fuck?" Like she's like, "I don't know if I should be challenging. That's not what I'm saying, but like Shioko? What the fuck is that?" And so Hummingbird kind of wanting to take the fight Shioko was uh an indicator of that, kind of like a story of that, and Shioko ended up winning the match for her team. So like I think they're doing a good job of building up Shioko. And putting up roadblocks in her way of like, I don't I don't I don't know about you, and then she overcomes that and looks good against them, and like they're throwing fastballs at her, and she's swinging, and she's cooking. So I'm happy with it.
Utami then after the match, well, Chika Goto challenged Utami to the singles match, and Utami basically she shook her hand and then squeezed it really hard, and I was like, this is the big sister of the roster. This
Yeah.
might be, I like I
I
know
mean,
I
she's a
have.
part of a tag team where she's literally called Big Sister.
Yeah, yeah. Like I know I was a bit harsh on world champion Utami, but I think like Big Sis Utami, who's just kind of like the gatekeeper who gives people their best match, is a good spot for her.
I think if
Um,
Utami keeps wrestling for a long time, like I think she's gonna be like the coolest old woman wrestler. Um, maybe not old woman,
that's
but
yeah,
like
that's
like
tough. I don't know.
maybe not old woman. I mean, Jaguar Yokota is still around, and
Yeah,
she's awesome. But like I don't know. I think well, even now, like she's not old at all, but um, I think even now she kind of like has that vibe of like she's going to be one of the coolest gatekeepers for a long time, even if she's not in the world title picture. Like we're seeing that now. I would agree with you. I get what you mean there.
yeah. But it's just a nice role for her. I'm,
Yeah,
very happy Utami's back and not world champion. That's kind of where we're at.
I'm
Um,
happy about one of those things at least.
um, Our main event then was Mayu Iwatani, Miko Ono, and Victoria Yuzuki beating Chiaki Misamatsui and Nagisa Nozaki in 16 minutes. This was just a pretty good match. You know, Darkness Rev, they do what they do. They're against three of the best wrestlers in the company, so obviously it's going to be good. Mayu, I don't know what's been with Mayu recently. She's just felt more revved up than ever. She just feels like she's fully feeling it and just like having the time. I know she's always been having the time of her life, but there's just a lot of like little stuff that she's done recently where you're like, okay, she's definitely fully focused now. And that can only be a good thing as well. But yeah, this is a pretty good match.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch this. Like I was saying at the beginning of the show, I was finishing the Hummingbird Utami Now tag
Yeah.
as we
Prioritize
were recording.
Utami over Mayu Utani. That's I don't know about that.
Yeah, she just got back, dude. I don't know. And
That's fair.
Hummingbird's in the match too.
Oh yeah, okay. That's
Also, the
I
two title challenges. Like, I feel like this is relevant. I feel like this is
no,
a relevant match.
okay, all right. See, relax. I noticed Hummingbird, when she like bridges for one of her flash pins, she crosses her
Jesus.
arms,
And yeah.
and it's just her. She looks so hench, and she's just
She's
smiling, and I'm like, that is big dick energy.
I
I'm
think
sorry, that is
I
great.
think aesthetically, like, and I've said it before, I think aesthetically, Hummingbird like gets it.
Kind of.
Like she like is just really cool. The mask is cool. Her demeanor, like I feel like the way that she kind of carries herself, it's kind of goofy, but it's also cool. Like I don't know. I think she really found a niche as a. I think she can be a really strong mid carder. Just over time. I didn't get to talk about it. I loved her versus Mayu. That was great. I
Yeah,
adored that match.
I think Xavier and I agreed though that was like vintage Mayu performance as
Yeah,
opposed to insane Hummingbird performance, which is kind of
but
what they seem to want.
I think Mayu allowed Hummingbird to have a good performance, but I still think Hummingbird had a good performance. Like that's how I would say it. Because yes, I do think it was like Mayu, dragging someone up. But I don't think Hummingbird flailed. I think she did pretty well for you know historically. I mean, this is her second title match, and we saw what happened the first time. Um, she almost died. Natsumi Shizuki almost died. It was bad. Um,
Yes.
I think
Still
just from
almost
there to
dies. She
now.
just it does it safer. She does this cross body now where she goes like sideways, and you're like,
Yeah,
that's asking for trouble.
I think that she should still do the Rana. I don't care. I think she got it this
Of
time.
course.
I love it when my favorite wrestlers like fall on their necks, and I was like, I think you should do it again because I believe in you. I think I really believe in you here. Hazuki, Hummingbird, Utami. I think Miku should do the Guerrero special again. Like I don't know. I'm like necks are temporary. The spot is
Okay.
forever.
All right. That's just a statement. Oh, Dylan. What was the show without you?
I don't know. Peps told me that he wasn't funny enough.
Yeah.
he was
No,
like,
he's
he was like, Dylan, I, I wasn't funny, and that's kind
yeah.
of like part of it. And I'm sorry. And I was like, it's okay. Don't
Yeah.
gotta be funny.
You leave tall boots, big boots to fill. So
Yeah.
um but yeah, that was the two shows that we got to review over the past week. I think Marigold is doing really well right now. I was
They had Bull
quite
Nakano show up
That's true.
at
She was there.
the show
She
in
pointed
her
out two or three
entrance.
wrestlers that she thought were awesome. I think it
I think
was
it was Shino and Yuzuki,
Yuzuki and Shino, and I was like, you know what? Bull Nakano knows what's up.
but
Even
she she
I
uh
stopped
she
criticizing Yuzuki.
yeah, it's funny because I started, but no, yeah, Bull helped out Darkness Revolution. She pointed out that Yuzuki and Shino were good. I think that's really cool. I
Yeah.
think I think having a partnership with Bull Nakano, even if it is like because she wants them on Scaban shows for some reason,
Yeah.
um, I just think it's cool.
She's
I mean,
Rossi's buddy. She
yeah,
did commentary for early
Rossi and her
Stardom
have
and
always
stuff.
been buds.
Yeah.
She used to be like the general manager technically for like
Yeah.
a
I
month
remember
or
something
whatever.
like that.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, it was back in the day. Commissioner maybe. I don't know. But yeah,
Interesting
always nice
lady.
to see Bull.
We have two shows this coming week. The first on the 20th of December in the Shibuya Ward Sports Center. We open with Nagisa Tachibana versus Megaton versus Rhea Seto. I mean, sure. Rhea Seto.
Happy Big Tachi is back.
Yeah, it's nice.
She's okay.
Um,
Yeah, probably Rhea.
We have Chiaki taking on Nao Ishikawa.
Ooh,
And
that's an
yeah,
interesting one.
and Chiaki's
That's like a prime year one Marigold
yeah,
match.
and this is semi-maining a show in the first year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think Chiaki wins, but I'll be
All
interested
right.
in it.
Kazuna Tanaka takes on Misa Matsui.
Hmm.
So it's a
See, that's what I
Matsui.
mean. Like they're putting Kazuna in a lot of singles matches lately.
I think she's just the odd one out a lot of the time. Like
Yeah,
the pairings they want.
yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be good. I think Misa's also winning that. Um, but I'll be interested in that one because, like I said, I think that could click and it might not, but we'll see.
Yeah. Um, Maya Utani, Victoria Yuzuki, and Yuka Yamazaki take on Utami Hashishita, Hummingbird, and Komomo Minami. It's a very interesting match. That's our Superfly preview. Um, and I assume the team with Mayu and her bud will win. It's Hummingbird and Komomo are there.
Yeah, yeah, no, you're right.
We have another preview for the world title match. Miko Aono, Chika Goda, and Minami Yuki take on Mai Sakurai, Seri Amioka, and Shino. That's a great one. Love
Yeah,
to see that. Probably Aono getting her all maybe over Shino.
over Shino, I don't know about that.
She's not pinning Seri.
Um,
Well, that hurts Mai over Yuki Minami.
hmm. Yeah, probably that.
Yeah. Okay. Um, let's see. We then have on the 21st in Honjo, Yuki Yamazaki takes on Shino. Uh, a little classic there out in Honjo
It's a
for
fun
no
one.
reason. Yuki well, no, Yuka might not win. That could be Shino.
Yeah, yeah, I think
It depends on what they're doing because they haven't announced Rookie of the Year. They might like do a rematch and have it split. Like Yuka wins this and then Shino beats her in the tournament or something. They haven't said when that's happening.
sorry, I blanked.
um, okay. See, the problem is last year they ran Rookie of the Year on the Face show on New Year's, but I don't think Shino's allowed to wrestle on that.
Yeah, so that's a weird thing. I don't know what
Are
we're
they going
really
to do it on
doing.
Corkin? Not be the undercard?
I could see that. Yeah, I don't know. We've been talking about this for a while. And I feel like that is something that like they keep talking about it.
Yeah.
But if Shino's too young to wrestle on the Tokyo show
Mm.
or on the New Year's show.
They
So
run it in January? Like, it's a bit late, but they do have two Corkins to fill in January. So they could do it on the 12th, maybe. I don't know if it would
I
sell.
don't, I think they'd probably do. I think they'd probably do it at the end of this month. But
Yeah.
there's only 2 weeks left. So I don't know.
Mm.
I think maybe this is the match. Maybe they
Yes.
just are like, oh yeah, by the way, this match it's a part of the tournament.
Yeah. Well, they could retroactively make some of these because Megaton is against Tachibana. I guess you could
Yeah,
technically make that another first round match or something. I don't know. It's not jeez. It's not that it matters, but I just think if they do run the rookie of the year tournament, then they might have Yuka win this house show match and then Shino wins the tournament match. They might just split it. But that's all. Megaton takes on Nagisa Tachibana. That's a win for Tachibana. They are doing the Megaton losing streak gimmick. That's a thing now. So,
yeah, that's not surprising.
Misu Matsui takes on Now Ishikawa. This is one of
Oh,
those step up Now Ishikawa moments. But yeah, she's gonna stare at the lights, obviously.
yeah.
We have a preview for the United National Tag match. Syoko Koshino and Hummingbird team up to take on Victoria Yuzuki and Seri Yamioka. A one-sided match.
Jesus Christ, those poor girls.
Yeah, it's gonna be a slaughter.
That'll be a fun one
Um,
though. I think.
yeah, it won't be too bad. Arini Yamanaka is around. She teams with Mai Sakurai and Minami Yuki against Miko Aono, Chikigoto, and Kazuna Tanaka. That is probably Maybe this is another Mai win because you've got Kazuna on the other side.
I think Mai could be Kazuna. I do think Mai's gonna generally pick up wins
Okay.
um, going into the new year.
All right.
And deservedly so. She's in crazy form right now.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Spoiler,
I'm
spoiler of the No Limit Awards. My Sakurai, me and Xavi talked about her, and I was like, I think she might be top 5 of the year. And we did it kind of, you know, I kind of decide on that near the end of the show, so you should all check
okay.
that out when it comes out. But
So it's
I
teaser.
I was I was like, holy shit, my Sakurai just like has been really good, like
Yeah.
like sneaky good, like insanely high level all year. So yeah, shout out to her.
Our main event then is Mayu Utani, Utami Hashishita, and Komomo Manami taking on Gisa Nozaki, Chiaki, and Rhea Seto. That's for your With Darkness Revolution win.
Hmm.
It will beat Komomo, and that'll be it.
Uh, who was on the Dark Revolution side?
Rhea, Chiaki, and Nozaki.
See, I don't know why I even asked that because I was gonna say maybe they like give Komomo a bone and get her like a roll up over Rhea, but Rhea is challenging for the tag belts, which is more important than the Superfly. So probably not. Yeah, it's probably just Dark Revolution.
Yeah. And that's all for next week. Um, I don't know what to do when we're done so early. I'm not used to this. We will be back next week to review those shows, and we'll have to preview the Marigold Corkin, which is surprisingly little announced. They're usually sort of stuff, unless I've missed something entirely.
No, no,
No.
I am kind of also shocked that uh, I did see that they're gonna do a. I think they're supposed to do a press conference. Marigold is.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So
For
maybe
those.
that's where we get some of the Gorkin stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, they haven't announced anything for it yet.
Um, and then we will preview. I think Stardom has their own thing. I was definitely just on this and I've forgotten already, but I will. Well, if it's available, we'll review the 200 kg versus Syuri Poi match.
Hmm.
And yeah, oh yeah, next week we're previewing Dream Queendom.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it's the month is almost over. That's crazy. But yeah, so that'll be that one. So next week will be a big week because we'll have Marigold running
They're
Corkin.
running Dream Queendom on a Monday.
Yes.
Wow.
Um, we have Marigold and Corkin, we have Stardom and Corkin, we have a New Blood, and we have Dream Queendom. So gonna be a big week next week. Dylan came back just in time. Um, so if you wanna get in on all the fun, stick around. We'll be back next week. Unless you have any closing remarks, which I'm sure you do.
I always do. I'm happy to be back. You know, still am out on Stardom, unfortunately. But I'm still here for it, and I'm still here to deliver all of the critiques that I have. Um, and yeah, happy to be back. Happy to talk to you about wrestling. It's been a while, and let's close out this year. Let's close out this year, on a high note. Hopefully. Uh, then again, we're closing out the year with Saya versus Anou, so Anou, not Aono. So that's a bit, but the Bears are doing well. The
Yeah.
Bears are
Oh,
cooking. That's been bringing me a lot of happiness lately. Um, good, better, best, and all that. Bear down. Yeah.
oh,
Talk to you
that
next week.
sounds fun. Yeah. All right. Well, if you want to stand,
Oh
you may
yeah, my guy,
stand.
my guy did the Chelsea thing. The guy from he did the
Oh, the
bird.
cold. Yeah, the
Yeah,
cold celebration. Yeah,
because
that
it
was
was it was negative 15 degrees over here. Which is Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius. Um, it's cold. That's
yes,
what it is. Very.
old
Um,
farmer.
yeah. So he did the little burr, because he was cooking.
That's great.
But yeah,
Okay. All right.
how's that kid
Well,
Williams?
if you want to stand, you may stand. If you want to sit, you may sit. Believe today, shine tomorrow. Decide what you believe in.
Shine forever. Stardom Quest Goldo Passion.
Passion.
Whoa.
Ijo.
Ijo.
There's been so many messages
It's
I have
all
to
the way up.
scroll up
It's all the
so
way up.
far. Oh
All the
my
way
god.
up.